All right, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Welcome in, everybody. My name is Gonzo, and tonight I am live with Hyper Psychic Cards. Some of you might know as Hyper Psychic Wiglet. I, he broke me. He broke me in the first 30 seconds. You guys may know him from Instagram, from his reels, from YouTube on his shorts, but he has been popping off all over the place with his comedy skits, ranging from little musicals to just straight up skits about the current hobby in the state, from scalpers to it's mostly scalpers at the moment because they're just so prominent. The Pokemon Center bots is a recent one, and something we're going to talk about a little later tonight. I'm sure you're going to make a post about Blake Martinez.
I definitely have to look up a little bit more, but yeah, I've got an idea for him. I've also had an idea for a fake whatnot ad too.
That would be, it would fit with both of them because we don't know where he's gonna. I don't know where he's selling yet. Well, like I said, we'll get to Blake Martinez in a second. For you guys who don't know, quick synopsis: Blake Martinez is a NFL football player. He ran a whatnot store and stole millions of dollars from people because he was not. We don't know. Allegedly, him and his team were resealing packs. They were rigging the mini games they were doing. They are essentially the reason why they can't do wheel games, they can't do duck races, and why there's no mini games in general on whatnot anymore. But to get back to the topic at hand, Hyper Psychic Cards, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm good. I just came out of a shower, so I look even more like a disaster than usual. Hi,
You look
everyone.
you look sexy to me. We have Michael in the chat that says, "What's up, fellas? I never thought we'd hear from him again alone this quickly after his under his own name."
You ain't wrong, dude. Right?
Yeah. Um, so we're gonna talk about a little bit about your history with Pokemon for a second. Let's talk about what if you did leave the hobby, what brought you back into it?
Um, kind of just. I mean, got into the hobby same time a lot of other people did. Right when Pokemon came to the states,
Mhm.
played it, loved it, played it, loved the cards, everything. Jumped out around Expedition time, which that was a bad choice.
Yeah, I feel that.
But got back partially into it like during Diamond and Pearl when I was like hard in Pokemon during that time.
Mhm.
Then dropped again. And then 2016, that summer of Pokemon Go, XY Evolutions, the 20th anniversary, re-releases of Red and Blue on the 3DS. I
Yeah,
was, just another one of the folks that came swarming right back during that time, back during the lovely $45 for a base set booster back time.
dude, I remember that. So I've shared this story before on this channel, and I don't mind sharing it again because it's so funny. I was still currently in the military when Pokemon Go came out, and there was gyms and stops on base. So
Oh
people
boy.
would try to come on base there, and they're too busy looking at their phone to realize like naval installation, military base, like turn around now if you don't belong here. The signs are there. And one night it had to be like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm patrolling. I'm checking up on my guys at the gate. I'm checking my buildings. I'm checking what I need to do. And then all of a sudden, I give my guy a bathroom break and I leave. And I'm not even down the road yet. I haven't hit the next closest stop sign to the gate. And all I hear on the radio is, "Hey man, turn around." And I was like, well, there's no etiquette on the radio right now, so it must like something must have happened that I'm either going to laugh at or facepalm. And I turn around and I can already see the vehicle attached to the wall at the end, on our. Luckily, it's not on our base. It's there's a giant blue line at all military bases. People know what I'm talking about. He turned around and he made a U-turn right there and he hit the wall. And I was like, oh. So I drive out, make sure he's okay. I go check on everything, and I let dispatch know like, hey, he's okay. We are gonna need medical. He's not. It's not our problem though. So like, okay, where's it at? But I did have to respond because I was the closest emergency personnel right there. But we still had to pass it off to SDPD, and they were not happy because he was no joke, like a foot away from the blue line. And they just looked at me like, "You can't take it." I was like, "Dude, you think I pushed that car across the blue line? No, I'm not taking it." I was like, "They're like, man, what time's your shift over?" I was like, "Soon enough, or I don't want this." Yeah. So that was Pokemon Go was very interesting in 2016. We had people try to come on base. That's when I want to say that's probably when the portable charging pockets for cell phones got really popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember those acted like the Samsung when they blew up on people's pockets sometimes. That was fun.
Well, obviously everyone was trying to get on base. Everyone knows you guys had Mew hidden in Area 51.
I legitimately had a guy we caught him trespassing. It wasn't I assisted. It wasn't my zone, it wasn't my area, but I went there to go back up. And we got a call that, hey, there's someone walking around the hotel side of base. He's just staring at his phone and he just keeps cussing. Because when Pokemon Go first started, like do you remember how the gyms were? You can put 10 Pokemon in a gym.
Yep.
And then there were no limits, not limits, but like they didn't shut down the raids or whatever. So it's like they just randomly pop up.
Oh, they didn't even have raids during that time. Didn't raids happen in like 2017, 2018?
Yeah. What am I thinking of then? Like they slowed something down for like it happened 24/7. It might have been the gyms.
Was it the one where how you used to find Pokemon with like the 3 steps, 2 steps, 1 step, and then none if you were like right close to it or something like that?
Maybe. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like this guy just kept getting mad because I guess there's somebody in the hotel that like he must have woken this dude up from the dead sleep and he had a Pokemon in the gym. So he would let the guy fight and almost beat the gym. And then the guy would Goldberry all the Pokemon in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this guy just started freaking out and cussing. They're like, yeah, like we didn't know he was trespassing yet. So my partner makes contact with him and he's like, all right, man, like, yeah, you're disturbing the peace. It's 1:30 in the morning. You're freaking out. We can hear you driving up. What's going on? We need your ID. And so he gives him his state ID. He was like, great. Where's your military personnel ID that lets us know you're supposed to be here? And he's like, what? And as soon as he said what, I was like, oh, bro, you just caught a case. And he was like, he got so mad because we're off at 5 in the morning. This happened at 4:15.
I don't care, bro. I'm Team Valor, baby. Woo!
Yeah, that was one of his things. He was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh, this must be your gym. You're not trying to let me get it." And he was like,
"Dude,
what are you talking?" He's like, "Do not see the uniform. Like I'm not wearing STPD. This is U.S. Navy security forces. Like, what are you talking about, dude?" And it was so. Oh man, 2016 Pokemon Go was something else. We have Trainer Glenn saying Cali Gang in the house. What's up, Trainer Glenn? Hawaii 50 says aloha, man. How you doing, Doug? Sean, you're not Doug. I'm sorry. Hawaii 50, how you doing? Sean Bowden. Michael says I played Red and Blue and collected when it first came out. When I was in the 5th grade, got to level 39 on Pokemon Go. Didn't start collecting cards again until Silver V-Star Universe. That's a good one.
Hey, yeah, you picked a good set to come back to, man.
And then Josh and says, "Sup, sluts."
Who brought Josh in here? Party's over.
He is clearly talking about you. There's no other person behind it.
He sensed the Wiglet. He sensed the Wiglet. I think that's what's going on. He knew Wiglet was around.
Have you and Josh live fairly close to each other? You guys meet up with at events in Seattle all the time. Do you guys plan on doing anything special for Card Party with the locals there?
I mean, him and I have not talked about anything like that at all at any point. Not like I'd be opposed to that. That'd be kind of cool. I'd figure something out. I just don't know. that'd be something him and I definitely got to talk about. But yeah, we've gone to what's that?
I said that would be really fun.
Yeah, I definitely know that when like you, Opossum, and a few others come up, there's definitely some places that I know him and I will definitely want to take you down to.
I am getting up in Seattle the Wednesday before it all pops off, so I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday with some free time, and I think I get there like in the mid-afternoon Wednesday, and then Friday the show starts, the show begins. So I'm definitely down to meet up with you guys Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm leaving Monday. I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's fair, man. I gotta work a bunch of those days anyway, so you're good. I'm still wondering if I'm even gonna go all 3 days or not.
Have you bought your tickets yet?
I only have one for Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you better get them quick because the closer they get to the event, the more expensive they become.
Yeah.
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 And I'm assuming you're not going to Tampa this year, right?
No, ain't got that money, ain't got that time.
I that's understandable. It is crazier for some people this year because it is too, and people don't want to miss out. I don't know what I am and not allowed to talk about. So I know the event spaces are bigger for both of them. I know there's some changes to the floor plan. I'm really excited to see how Tampa goes because that essentially will be the new base marker or benchmarker for how Seattle's going to go. And I think that's how they're going to understand. I think not only as content creators who are going, but Pat and his team, that's going to help them understand, okay, what can we make different for Seattle? Because this year's not in the hotel. They're both at convention centers.
Yeah, no, I know where I took a look and saw where Pat's doing, where Pat and his team are doing Card Party in Seattle. I think that's definitely a good place. I will also say, smart on you coming on Wednesday. Parking in that area is going to be horrific.
Oh, I'm flying in. I'm not driving. I'm not.
Like, duh. Duh.
Yeah, I could drive from Seattle to San Diego. It's not that far of a drive. It's what, 16, 17 hours, maybe?
Probably a little bit more because I remember it was 18 hours to go from Tacoma, Washington, all the way down to my hometown in California. And it's just literally drive on I-5 south for 18 hours and pop, you're there in my hometown.
According to Google Maps, it is 20 hours and 38 minutes on the I-5.
That tracks. Yeah, it's literally just straight shot I-5 the entire way, and boom, you're there.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave my house to get on the I-5 in Southern California. Would be dumb to leave around this time. I would leave my house at probably midnight just so I can drive through San Diego and LA traffic. Not even the traffic, just through I-5 at that time through LA.
Yeah.
Josh says, I was going to suggest a Magic Mike style panel. Oh, yes, I know what days to take off. Mel and I have 3-day passes, and I'm hyped for our anniversary weekend. That's special. That's a special thing to do, that your anniversary for Card Party.
Yeah, that's a fun anniversary idea.
Yeah. But back, let's take it back to you instead of Josh. He's always trying to steal the hype and the mood and the lighting from you. How do you come up with your ideas for your skits and musicals?
It's kind of a mix of whatever's kind of going on at the current moment. Like if there is some drama that's popping off, whether it be some, like just in general, I sometimes come up with stuff like that, or it just is like random things that just cross my mind all of a sudden. It's just like, oh, that's a real idea now.
How do you pick which song to use for your skits?
It's kind of I just have certain songs that just come to my mind sometimes. Like I look at a song and I think, what would this song sound like if I just messed around with some of the lyrics? Because it's a song I tend to like quite a bit or something. And it's like, all right, does this flow? Does this work? No, it doesn't. Okay, the lyrical structure doesn't work well for what I'm trying to do. These words I want to use have too many syllables or not enough, and it sounds funky. Okay, different song or different words.
what is your musical background to have it go? Because sometimes you get these musical ones up so quick. How do you have a musical background of some sort, or are you just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it?
I have no like real strong musical background. It's literally just off and on piano since middle school. I'm not a good pianist by any means. And other stuff, it's just find the karaoke version of the song, sing over it, done.
That's interesting because I know a lot of people, like my wife. She'll listen to some of your stuff while I'm scrolling through Instagram, and she asked me. She was like, "Hey, I need to know how he does it. What's his background?" Because she has played piano almost her whole life. She's teaching our kids because it's
Nice.
cheaper for her to teach the kids than get a tutor. Hey, fish. But she listens to your things and she's like, yeah, he's not the greatest singer in the world, but the point is he's making sure every song has the rhythm flows with what he's saying and it's matching
Yeah.
up quickly. She's like, so she assumed you had some kind of musical background.
No, not like anything serious. Just music has always been just kind of a hobby for me.
Right.
Nothing like actually serious.
Yeah. But speaking of hobbies, you have all kinds of hobbies. We've seen them. We've seen all kinds of stuff in your videos, from the dual disc, some Mario stuff. You did. It's mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! Mario that comes to my mind, but we've seen so much stuff within your skits. What else are you collecting right now that is just pure love?
Honestly, not really much. As weird as it sounds, I'm just trying to I'm trying to finish off Neo Destiny. I want to complete that set before 30th anniversary hits.
Yeah.
But so far, not much. Like, I've gotten most of the GameCube games I want to get, so I'm kind of done collecting that console right now. I'd say maybe just I would like to get more Famicom games, increase that collection more.
Famicom, you just aged yourself in front of all these people.
Oh, that damn thing's older than me, man.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because I think Famicom is early 80s.
83.
Yeah, it's older than me. But
even got the disc system for the thing too.
Oh, the connecting one.
Yeah, the one with the goofy floppy disks.
The top champion dog owner. All right, man. You have a good night. I'm glad you came in.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you.
What current skits do you have? Any current skits that you're working on right now, or is it, again, like you said, it's just, oh, whatever comes up, I'll do?
I've got 2 song ideas that have been on the back burner for a while. One of them has just been I've been just really trying to fine tune the lyrics, and I think I'm finally there. I just need to actually like sit down and record it because I want this to be like an actual full length parody.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Are you writing any skits to do with collaborative efforts while you're in Card Party with all the people around, or are you just going to? Is this your first Card Party?
First Card Party, yeah.
So are you going to go to try to make a content with other creators? Are you going just to go? What are your plans for it?
Kind of just to go, and I'll just see where everything else goes from that point. Just kind of vibe and just go with the flow on everything.
That'd be awesome. I know a lot of people, because a lot of people love you. You're in the Critical Hit Podcast Discord, and they love your skits. They love what you're doing. And I know a few of them would probably like to be in a skit with you. Same thing with Deoxys, with Dan and them. Yeah. I think that would be a great collaborative effort because their content is going strong too right now.
Oh, Dan, there's been definitely some people who have been mentioning they want to see Dan and I collab, and him and I have finally just been like, maybe we got to come up with an idea.
Yeah. Because they're musical too. So I wonder if you would make a because they're so good at the slapping stuff. Like especially the new one
Yeah.
they just made for Card Prison.
Oh,
That
that
would
car
be a good
prison's
one.
good. That
Yeah,
car prison that was so good.
so good. Man, what is your current favorite skit that you have done, musical or just pure comedy?
Oh man, that's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. I definitely would say I really like the one that I did, like the kind of nature documentary about scalpers one. That's definitely
Yeah,
still one of my
that
favorites.
that one that one made me chuckle so much. I'm like, mine. It just the seagulls from Finding Nemo. That was a good one. Yeah,
Crypto, Logan Paul.
the shoe sneakers, the ones where I think you did one about the sneaker bros coming in.
Oh man, I have to remember what all my content even is.
But it's hard, especially I've been doing this for a few years now, and I can't remember because people are like, "Oh, what's your favorite hit you pulled?" I'm like, I I can't tell you because they'll ask me like, "Oh, when what was your favorite one this year or last year?" I'm like, it's a good question. I have no idea.
Right?
Yeah, like, and it could have been like, "Oh, the one I pulled last week," and they're like, "Last week." That like no, you pulled that like 6 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, did I? I have no idea. Like it's like
What is time?
yeah, I love when people at the end of the year they'll talk about their favorite hits that they pulled, and I'm like, oh, I should probably start making small highlights of the big hits after my live streams. But then I finish streaming and I clean up, and I'm like, I'm just give me a root beer, let me go to bed, and I never.
Right?
It's exhausting. Oh,
What is time? Baby, don't age me. Don't age me no more.
exactly. So you said you're working on Neo Destiny or Neo Rivals?
Neo Destiny. That is like my favorite set in all of Pokemon. I'm trying to finish it up.
When uh, do you work on one set at a time? I know you buy some modern here and there when you can, like everyone else, because it's so sparse right now. How do you focus on buying your vintage cards, especially stuff from the Neo time frame?
Primarily, it is just trying to take whatever I have that I don't actually care that much about, and then just using it as trade bait for the stuff I actually do want. Like the past couple
Ooh.
of front row card shows I've gone to, I have not spent any money whatsoever. It has just been whatever I get out of trade, and that's it. No, I don't drop a single dollar.
Well, that's amazing that you don't spend a single dollar and it's just trades. How would you? Because I barely trade. I hoard everything like a gold dragon from D&D. It's all mine. How and there's so many people, vendors that trade, and they don't do one for one trades. They always do a 70% trade. How do you
Oh yeah.
go about trading with vendors? Do you negotiate the trades? Do you prefer, is there a certain percentage that you refuse to go to? Like there's a vendor in San Diego. I've only seen him once out of a few months out of all the card shows I've been going to, probably because he only trade in value is 50% and cash value is 40%. So no
Oh
wonder, no
yeah.
wonder why no one goes to him anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to say.
is there a minimum percentage for you that's flat? Like you will, if they do 60, but you demand 70, or is it all debatable on what card it is at that time?
I think it's very open and debatable as to what the card is. Because generally, like, there's lots of vendors at like front row card show and stuff. They'll do like 80%, 85% trade. And that's, as far as I'm concerned, totally fair. Because, like, I think of it in the context of if I wanted to sell this card myself on like eBay or Macari, I'm
Yeah.
already going to be paying about 12 to 15% in fees. So, I mean, might as well just offload it here and take a couple bucks off just for the convenience fee in my brain. That's how my brain processes it. But
See,
like, yeah,
yeah. So I've always been on the edge of like if you're doing a trade for cash, I understand them taking a percentage off. Like if they're buying the cards off
yeah,
you, I understand that. I think I think you're the first person who used words that made me think like, oh, that makes sense if you're doing a trade. They're doing like the Macari eBay fees 20% or like a convenience fee. Because I've always gone to trade shows. If I'm trading with a vendor and they're like, oh, I trade at 80%, I'm like, why can't you just take a $10 card for a $10 card? If your card isn't selling, maybe this card will. That's always been my mindset. But the fact that you're like, no, it's a convenience fee. Now that I can understand because I pay people to do the dumbest things in my life just for convenience. I mean, just
Yeah.
look, like I don't use DoorDash or any of those food delivery apps anymore. Ever since
Yeah, me either.
the service and convenience fees are like 20% themselves. You order a $13 meal, you're paying another $13 just on services alone. It's not worth it. But the
absolutely not.
The service fee thing, I now understand. Like, okay, that does make sense. Is there certain cards that when you're looking at them and you were like, yes, this is trade. I don't want it. I don't care for it. Once it gets to that point of no return of like, okay, this trade's going to happen for either cash or another card. Is there a point? Has it ever happened? You're like, maybe I don't want to do this.
Yeah, definitely. Like if there's a negotiation that I feel like I'm just not gonna be getting that great of a value on it, or there might just be something I'm not really hitting for, that's when it's like, maybe not. Like I'm not really going to engage often with vendor tables if they don't have something I'm going to want that comes up to about that 80-85% mark of what I'm willing to offer them.
Right.
Because I know I'm going to get even less for cash. And I want to try to maximize whatever value I can get in my trade to kind of get the stuff I want to get, at least, especially for a decent price.
I understand. Understandable. And we have our first Q&A question from the chat. It's from Bikini Dratini. And it's a question we've already talked about, but she might not have been in here. How do you come up with your skits and songs?
It's kind of just whatever I can. If there's like just something randomly going on, some drama or whatever in this hobby, I just kind of take inspiration from whatever's going on at that point. Or it might just kind of be like sitting back and looking at like something that I know people in the hobby sometimes complain about or have an issue with. And I think, how could I put that in a goofy, satirical kind of way of like dealing with scalpers or box breakers, that kind of stuff.
Yes. And this is something that just popped in my head while you're talking about it, because you're talking about current events. Ashley, it's okay you were late. We know you're a working lady. Love the content, by the way, she says to you.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
But this is something that I feel that a lot of content creators don't know how to handle. And this is something you experienced recently. And it's somebody who doesn't know how to take criticism, because not only did he didn't attack your content, he attacked your weight, which you then replied with the greatest Chad move ever. That'd be awesome. That shit's expensive. Because he even tagged Ozempic and tried to get you a sponsorship deal, and you responded with "Do it, you coward." How do you handle criticism? Because that, like, at the end of the day, there was no criticism. He was just being a bully. How do you handle criticism in your content? Because that's essentially what was happening. You made a content criticizing his video, or you made a video doing your skits, but in a way that it's still criticism, because that's at the end of the day, that's what your video was, and he attacked you. How do you handle, it's a two-part question, I guess. How do you handle criticism? And then how do you handle people who think they're being critical, but they're just being assholes?
First of all, I would gotta preface this by saying I'm taking the jab at him by making the piece of content. If I'm gonna be the one to dish something out, I gotta be able to take it myself.
Right.
Like I gotta come at it. I'm sorry.
And I was gonna say that's the same as commentary channels. If you're gonna dish it, you better be able to take it. And there's some commentary channels that cannot do that.
Exactly. Like I took a swing at him. He took his swing at me. His swing was a limp noodle of a punch, but hey, it was a swing, and I gotta respect it. That's just how the game works. But like, he makes that jab. He makes that jab at me about my weight. It's like, bro, I've literally made fat jokes about myself for a huge chunk of my life.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You're not gonna get me.
It's one of those moments like you don't think I know that I'm this big.
It's just like, oh my goodness, I'm fat. I never knew that. Thank you for pointing that out. How was I going to know about this?
He must have thought you were Cartman from South Park, and you just like you're just big boned. Ian with Ian says, "I'm fragile." Ian's not fragile. Ian's a good dude. But how
he's a delicate flower.
He's a delicate. He's not. He's a strong boy. He helped his lovely lady build a. He actually did a great job. I don't know if you follow Ian with Ian. If you guys don't, go follow him on Instagram. He built a whole. He redid the closet. I'm a real boy, says Ian. He rebuilt or added shelves and chairs, and he made a walk-in closet look very nice. It made it look like a very nice nook reading area for his lovely lady, and it came out
nice.
Great. He's a real man. He builds stuff. I
don't know why I don't follow him. I got it. I want to see that because that sounds awesome. Because if I try to make anything, if I try to do any kind of house project like that, all that happens is there's a hole in the wall and a very angry wife.
My wife our garbage disposal went down the other day, and not the other day, it was like 2 months ago, but it was one of those things like it's not the water heater, like a water heater. I'm gonna call someone out for it. I'm not touching that, especially in San Diego where we have gas water heaters. So I'm not touching that. So, but with a garbage disposal, it's old, it's broken, it's leaking. I could fix that. She made my ass call my brother, who's a plumber. She's like, "No, get your brother over here." I'm like, "I can do it." She's like, "No." I was like, "Fine." And I'd rather have her be happy than me get on do the stuff with the garbage disposal. But it's like my wife is like, "No, you're not that handy." I'm like, "I can be. You just don't let me. You don't let me be a big boy."
I'm a big boy, completely big boy prince.
I am a big boy. The book wall was epic, says Bikini Dratini. We're all saying hi to Ian in the chat. Not gonna lie, that handyman video had me steamy, said Josh.
I was trying not to crack up so hard when I saw that message from Josh while you were talking.
Yeah. Robert Schmidt Jr. wants to know, are you guys going to be at Card Party East? I will be at Card Party East. Unfortunately, Hyper will not.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, Bikini.
I will be at West.
Yeah. Poca Javi says, when do we get old man strength? You don't, Javi. I've seen your noodle arms.
Yeah.
you don't. I don't know. Hello, Javi, says Sean Bowden. Cocaine.
My wife.
That's his username, cocaine. I'm not ordering any. I'd rather spend the money to replace the disposal versus fix the entire kitchen. That's pretty much what my wife was saying. That's why she was like, no, you don't touch. She thinks I'm like Spencer from iCarly. I fix and touch something, and it works for 5 minutes, and then it's going to explode.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Ian with Ian says, West, let's go. So, yes, I will also be at West, and Hyper did say earlier he will be at West. So, but Card Party is so exciting. I like Hyper so much. I gave him advice on how to potentially be a featured creator for Card Party because I think we need more content creators like to that show that does the comedy skits, and a lot of people are excited for it. I'm excited for it. I want to see a lot of people grow, and I think that's what Card Party does. It helps people grow, not only as a community but as content creators themselves. But getting back to the two-part question. You did make the video. It was like there were nice subtle jabs, and he made his jab at you. But now how that I would say that is the part of how do you handle the bullying side of it? How do you handle the constructive criticism side of it?
It's kind of like this. If you've got a couple of people taking some jab or having some complaint about you or whatever you're doing, but it's only a couple of people, whatever. That's just a whatever thing. If you got multiple people coming at you for something with some criticisms about something, that's the point where you gotta like actually realize, okay, maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe there is something that these people are saying that is like really like, yeah.
Right. It's kind of like, okay, there might be actually something here. It's not someone just nitpicking.
Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously you're not going to please everyone. Your content is not going to swing with everyone. And that's okay. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You don't have to be. But
no,
like,
as long as you're your own cup of tea, I think that's what matters.
Exactly. Like, I make the content I want to make. But at the exact same time, like, yeah, sometimes people really do have like straight up criticisms. Like, if you got somebody saying like, "Hey, maybe you could use a little better microphone for blank," or maybe something could be done a little bit better with blank, it still doesn't hurt to like take a look at it because they're not trying to like jab at you for that. They're just trying to be like, "Hey, this might be something you maybe want to check out. Like that could maybe improve your content." And it's like they want to say something that they really believe will be helpful.
Do you ever?
And there's like such a difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. It's also the tone of how it's written. Sometimes
yeah, exactly.
You can't always understand the tone they mean it to be written, because sometimes like they could be just straight up like, "Oh, hey, this like make a very common statement," but you might see it as sarcasm, and then others are going to write something they write as sarcasm, and you're just like, okay, like. It's hard
exactly.
to understand people's feelings while reading if they're not writing enough, if that makes sense.
Infliction does not always translate to text.
Right. Have you ever thought about doing long form video content, or do you like doing the short form content?
I like doing short form right now. It is still what I'm most comfortable with. I think with long form, it kind of becomes a case of, what do I even do?
And that's the hard, and that's why I asked the question, because your content is so good as it is right now as a short form content, but it does go to, okay, what long form content can I do to stand out?
It basically just be like, how could I create long form content that is able to be interesting, engaging, and still also be able to inflict bits of comedy within it, for sure.
Miss Ditto Deck says 10 out of 10 content. She really loves the content.
Thank you.
With that long form content ideas, like, would you think about doing like possibly? I think that's probably where the more collaborative efforts would come in and do like a quick 2 to 3 minute video. But that's not really long form content either for YouTube, because I would say they would consider long form content to be that 8 minutes where they can get their ad revenue in. How would you go? Yeah. And that's when you're essentially just, at that point, you're just trying to make an Pokemon SNL skit forever.
Basically, that's kind of the point where it's just like I say, it's just like, what would I even do in that situation? Like, I've had one partial idea of something to do, but it's just like, I don't want to just have it be me just sitting there talking about this thing, and then it just is like, I need the comedy. I don't want to be a beige wall of a human being speaking against a beige wall about beige wall topics.
Right. Understandable. Robert Schmidt says, I'm in the Southeast. I just don't have the funds to fly to Seattle, but Tampa is drivable. Robert, I hope to see you in Tampa. I'll shake your hand in Hyper's honor in Tampa. Maybe long form trader POV. That would be interesting too. A lot in these POV shots are popping up everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
The seller POV. There's some trade POVs happening. Grim Horizon is someone that comes to mind as a trade POV. Some people would say my videos lately have been trade POV, but I'm not trading anything. I'm buying cards. But I think a trade POV from your perspective would be really great to see from other people, since you have already said you spend $0 on the trade. So you can talk about the negotiation process. Like, I think that would be interesting, like pausing when like as your guys are negotiating, you can pause and do a voiceover of like, this is why I decided to do this, and we looked at these charts and they looked at this chart. I think trading an actual legitimate trade POV would be interesting, especially for new collectors, because they don't know how to haggle like the old men do.
That's fair, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how to haggle prices and all that stuff.
This is how I do it. Like, these are just tips and tricks on how I find it successful. Maybe they can too, because nothing is 100%. It's just like everything else. Like how your content's and my content's not going to be for everyone. The tips and tricks also are not going to work for everyone, because I'm not as handsome as you are. So that you have the looks that'd be like, yo, you just you put on the smolder like Flynn Rider from Rapunzel.
Homie, let's stop one quick second. I am a 3 on a good day, but at Walmart, I'm a solid 5.
At good old Wally World. Hold on. The Wally World in Tacoma or Seattle? Because there are differences there.
Oh, good God, you're not wrong.
Robert Schmidt says, sounds great. You guys keep up the work. Juggy Bear says, maybe a no cash trader tips and tricks video.
Maybe, yeah.
Because especially with a lot of new collectors, just like how we were talking, we'll talk about Blake Martinez after this. They don't know what to do at the local trade shows, the local trade nights. Because if you're trading with someone who's also at the trade night, they're also on the collector side. They're not a vendor. Do not do the 80 to 90% with them. They're not a business. If they were, they'd be on the other side of the table with everyone else. One for like, there was a guy at a trade night he's like, oh, I only do 90%. I do 90%. Like, not with me. You don't. You're not a vendor. You're someone on this side of the table with me. That I think that's something that you need to keep in mind if you are dealing with a vendor. I think your tips and tricks may help. Because if you haven't spent a dime, they're working somewhere. And if it helps,
it does help that I've had like some backlog of just stuff I've been willing to part with. Obviously, it can't be like a straight no money, because you gotta like buy the cards to get stuff from somewhere, and with how hard it is to get modern nowadays, I'm running a little bit dry. I ain't gonna lie.
Miss Ditto says, I watch every buyer seller POV video. I cannot swipe away. Hey, there's 8 minutes right there. She can't swipe away, she said.
It's hard because that's the hard part. If like, I like the idea that you guys have of like doing this no tips and tricks, like that kind of buyer's perspective thing.
Making videos is so much easier said than done. Because I have videos in my head all day. I'm like, oh, this would be cool. But where am I going to get time to edit, make thumbnails, make the funds to buy these cards, to do all this? And I got it's so much harder. It's so much harder said than done. But at least now you have those ideas on the back burner. Juggy Bear says, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, it is hard. I kind of have the opposite problem of Miss Ditto Dex. I generally don't care that much for that kind of content myself.
Yeah, if you're making content that you don't like, you don't watch. That is a lot harder because
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you don't know what the people want since you're not watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's like I like the ideas. It is something I'm definitely down to keep on the back burner in my brain,
Mm,
but it's also like, how could I do this in a relatively smart way, considering this is now an avenue of content that I'm not particularly a fan of myself?
right. Juggy Bear says some also don't have the high end price cards, so they may need to find ways to get the right trades and not trade too much or anything. Right. That's absolutely
Yeah,
fair because you don't want
yeah,
to like if you're new to the hobby, your most expensive card's probably going to be 20 to 50 bucks if you're lucky. And if you're
yeah.
looking to get that $100 card, you don't want to give out your whole trade binder to get that one card. So you are there are times where you're going to want to negotiate and do what you want to do because that $100 card might be a Pokemon. Let's say what's $100 card that a lot of people don't like a Leafeon. It might
Yeah,
Leafeon might like. There's a lot of EV collectors out there, but they want Espeon, Umbreon, and Eevee. Those are the big three, and maybe Sylveon. Those are the four that the EV
yeah.
collector is going to want. They don't want
After Rocket
Glaceon.
will
They
be
don't want
Vaporeon.
Leafeon. Vaporeon they want for the memes. But if you can get if it's a Leafeon, you can always tell them like, oh, ask them. They might not know what you're doing. Ask them, oh, how long have you had this card? It's not moving after 8 months. Cool. Hey,
Yeah,
I have this $50 Charizard. It's going to be easier to sell. Like, and just put that out there. Like, hey, I have these cards. It's a Vaporeon. It's a $50 Charizard. It's a $20 Mewtwo. And then maybe some like a handful of other cards, and let them know like, hey, you have a Leafeon. It's $100. It's not moving. Here's a $50 Charizard and a $20 Mewtwo. Odds are you're probably going to sell them same day because they're cheap and affordable compared to a 3-digit card. Like,
exactly. It's what people want too,
yeah,
so it's going to be that much faster
right,
money.
right.
Yeah,
Like, get in their head. Don't let them get into yours, get into theirs. Because the more you let them talk, the more they're going to understand like, oh, what they'll actually take it for, or how long they've had it and it won't move, or like hopefully you can get to the point where they tell you what they hate, because then you can get it cheap. Because if they hate it, they'll just want to get rid of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
yeah.
laughing at Rock.
What did Rock do? Did he said something about fucking Vaporeon? Didn't he? Yep, Vaporeon mentioned he popped in. Rock.
just, just imagining the whole glass is pushing.
Yeah.
Did you know that in terms of a human breeding, Vaporeon is the
Nope.
most?
We don't do that around these parts. Robert wants to know, what would you guys suggest from someone getting into the hobby, both in collecting the game and both collecting and playing the game?
Singles. By singles.
Singles. Yeah, buying singles is doable for a lot of reasons because they're there. You don't have to buy $40 worth of packs to buy a $2 card.
Yeah.
But Papa Proof, he's someone in DPM's Discord. He's in my Discord. He is someone that like just get with other like when you join the Discords, talk about who's playing, who's not playing, because there might be a lot of playables that you don't have that you need, and then the opposite for someone else. So they're willing to. Most people who are trading playables, they'll do 1-for-1 trades, and sometimes they'll trade you a $5 card for a $1 card because they need it. So get with players for
Yeah.
sure. Even if you're not a player, get like research playables if you're not a player, because you can still trade with them because that's what they need for you to collect your master set. And then some of my other advice, it used to be collect modern for new people because modern is cheaper. That doesn't seem to be the case right now. Right now it's just collect. You're always going to hear me say it because it's my outro. Collect how you want to collect. If you want to collect all the Vaporeons, collect all the Vaporeons. If you want to collect modern, collect modern. But my biggest piece of advice is collect what you can afford. This hobby is not worth going into debt for. If you want to try and resell, that's on you going into debt. That's not me. But if you're going into collecting, collect what you can afford. 100%. That's my advice to someone collecting and playing. Go check out justinbasil.com and Limitless TCG to check out playables, what are playable cards, what are decks that people are using. That's what I use, and I know that's what a lot of people use, like Danny Phantom. He's the one who showed me Justin Basil. I've been using Limitless for years, though.
If you want, you can always use a handy dandy price guide.
Oh my god, when was the last time you seen I guess PSA magazine still does their price. That's a price guide, but they're not.
Oh,
that's old. That is.
This is the Beckett one.
Yeah,
it is from February 2000.
Yes. I love that Gonzo knew before reading the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about how someone said Vaporeon and Rock popped in. Yeah. Everyone's making fun of Rock for the actuallys. Juggy Bear says you can get away with buying almost all the sets for roughly $600 if you go the singles route. Yeah, and that, believe it or not, that's cheaper than buying it by trying to hunt for the card. If you want to hunt for the cards, there's no shame in that. I prefer to open the packs myself because there's more of an emotional attachment to the card.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to buy the single. Bye, Josh. Enjoy the gym. Have fun.
One other. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say one other thing I will say on it too is if you don't care as much about like the condition of cards, like you don't mind a little bit of scuffing or whatever, that is a great way to get some cards on a more budget scale too.
Yes.
Like more expensive cards that you want. Like I have for my Neo Destiny that I'm trying to complete, I've got a few cards in there that are pretty roughed up, but the fronts still look good, but they're easily like heavily played condition and everything. And that's been my budget way to try to get some of those cards to complete that set.
Yeah, it's buying singles in so TCG Player is a great way to price your cards for the market price charting. I like to use the Collector app, but for me, Collector, I don't use Collector when I'm I do sometimes when I'm at shows, but they mostly show what's the top market value, and it's in all three of these Collector, TCG Player, and price charting. They're not always going to be 100% accurate, but it's good to know where you can look to find the prices for what you're looking for. I personally like to use Collector for my singles, not my singles, my sealed and my slab collections.
I've liked Collector a little bit. I feel like sometimes the prices can be a little inconsistent, especially if you're trying to collect any Yu-Gi-Oh.
They're still working on their main focus is Pokemon. They just started adding Funko. They just started adding Yu-Gi-Oh. Even with Pokemon, that's not 100% accurate because there's still cards in there that I have that they don't. But a lot of their numbers are from eBay sales and predictions, and not predictions. I'm sorry, but it's from the eBay trends. That's the one I'm looking for, not predictions. Robert Schmidt says, "What's the Discord for DPM? I can't find it." Pat's Discord is members only, so that I don't know if you're a member for Pat's Discord. That might be a reason why you can't find it. But if you are a member for Deep Pocket Monster, it's under his members only community tabs. I'm not going to share that link because it's members only. And plus, I would get fired as a moderator, and I don't want to do that. He does go on to say, I agree. I've been consolidating my other hobbies because me and my kids are doing it all together. That's also a great way to do this hobbies with your kids because they will love kids will love, and I've seen it with my kids. I saw it with myself as a kid. They will love cards most people hate because they actually look at the artwork. Unlike today with most collectors and rip and shippers and yes, for the new sets I'll take my time and look at the artwork, but because we're so spoiled with Poke Beach, with Chris Pie, with Pokeani. I'm not shitting on these guys. They just post everything without spoiler warnings. And so like,
Yeah.
and they don't really show off the commons or anything, but it's all the artwork. So it's like, oh, I've seen this. Cool. Oh, I can't have it yet. Oh, it's out. Awesome. As soon as it comes out, 2 weeks later, something else gets spoiled. So like it's kind of an overload of artwork and cards. I think that's why we don't experience the same way as kids do, because they're obviously not looking at the same stuff we are on the internet.
I will say
I love you guys.
I will say to a partial counterpoint, one thing about them not showing off like the commons and stuff like that is kind of nice, because then that becomes the thing that could be the big surprise, where it's just like all of a sudden you're just pulling
so
through your
cute,
commons and everything, and then all of a sudden you just find like a Shinji Kanda art or a Kyoto Umemoto art, and it's just like, oh, sweet.
Yes, yeah, I love looking at that stuff.
Yeah.
That Card Girl says, I think he is Baze. What? Oh, she's asking about Danny. Well, Baze is asking about Danny, and she is replying. Juggy Bear says, light play is always good for my binder. Yeah. If it's for a binder or for actual play, I don't mind light play. But if it's for me, if I'm buying a card, I need it near mint to mint, because that means I've been searching for that card specifically. I actually Juggy Bear says, I actually buy a 6-pack booster bundle once a month, then limit myself to $20 to $30 in singles every month. That's good.
Good budget.
I do.
Yeah, that's really smart. I do.
Because of my videos that I'm doing where I'm building a page for all my friends throughout this year, that that's on average $150 to $200 per page. So that's probably why I'm not opening as much product anymore right now, but it helps that I can't get my hands on product anyways to begin with. So it's just like, even if I could, I can't, because I need it for my content.
Exactly. It's a little bit I'm feeling that's I've kind of leaned a lot harder into more comedy content stuff, because like I can't really buy anything, and I'm definitely not paying these exorbitant prices, so might as well do this.
To pay 3 times the price for modern sets. You will not see me pay over $100 for an ETB. Oh, thank you.
No.
Thank you so much, Robert, for the $5. It means the world to me. I'm a member and I didn't see it on YouTube. I'll try looking again. I might be dumb. LOL. Thanks for all the help. Not a problem. If you join, let me see. I can show you guys where to go for Pat's Discord in a second, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to share the link or show where it could be. I'm going to show where it's at, and then we can go from there. Because I know a lot of people are members to his page now. Give me 1 second.
What did Card Girl say? Lately, we get more hype over the commons because we have seen the IRs and SIRs for weeks, and the ARs and SARs for even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Those commons and those regular rares that you get sometimes, they're just so nice.
They're so good. So
dropping in to say hello to both of you, both looking extra handsome today.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Professor Metry. So if you guys can, if you guys are members to Deep Pocket Monster, if you go to his post, the post will be there, and there'll be Deep Pocket Monster members only, and you'll see these for members only. The link's not, you can't see it, but if you are a member, you click on read more, and the link for his Discord will be right there. So you have to go to his post, see the member only tags, and that's where you can see his Discord links and everything there. I hope that helps. I would love to see you guys in the Discord. But speaking of Deep Pocket Monster, also known as Pat Flynn, he is a creator and the host of Card Party. And if you guys have not heard about it, Card Party is a great place for the content creators and the fans to meet up and talk Pokemon. And it's a great place, June 27th through the 29th in Tampa, Florida, October 3rd through the 5th in Seattle, Washington, where you can meet our good friend Hyper on the 4th because he only got the Saturday pass for now.
For now.
For now it's a keyword. Card Party 3, we broke. Card Party 2, we broke world record. Card Party 1, we broke a world record. I will say this because I know Pat. I won't say anything unless Pat has said it publicly before. We do not know if there's going to be a world record this year because there's going to be 2, and he has said it before. It costs $20,000 just for the attempt. That's what you have to pay Guinness. Yeah, that's what you're paying Guinness just to do the attempt. That's not including all the money he has to spend for all the other stuff for the big binder like last year, or the packs from the first year. So buy your tickets now for both of them. Get your tables if you need to. Get your reservations for the hotel. If you do book a hotel, please do it through the Card Party website. It is so much cheaper. You have the tournaments, you have trades, you have box breaks, meet and greets with the creators. Hyper, what is something that you want to experience as your first time going to Card Party this year? What is something you absolutely must do?
Dude, I just really want to meet like you, Opossum, a bunch of the other dudes around the scene. Like, just get to meet a lot more of the content creators, and also get to meet like some of the fans too, man.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Last year, I had so many plans. I was going to make a video with Powder. Shout out Powder. I love Powder. He's one of my best friends in the community. We're hoping to make one this year. But I was having plans to make one with him, make one with some other content creators. But we got so busy saying hi to people, stopping and shaking hands, signing things. I don't regret a single day of not being able to get into the hall. Sunday, I only got into the exhibit hall on Sunday. That's it. I didn't go in at all Saturday. I got a little bit in on Friday, but I don't regret a thing. I got to meet every single one of everybody who came up to me, and it was fantastic. You guys shared stories, and I loved every single part of it. I don't regret it, and I can't wait to not get into the venue hall, not get onto the floor again. I don't want you guys to let me buy anything at all. I'm sure my wife would say the same. I will.
Y'all need to be Gonzo's budget.
Yeah, I will be filming a video there though, for my challenge of building a page for every friend. I will be filming a video for that series. So I do have to get to the floor. If you guys want to help me with that, I'm not going to stop you. I will. Yeah. I just like all the other videos, I'm not going to be telling you who the friend is until the video is going to be made. Yeah, fan convention, card show, creator conference. These are really fun. The creator conferences are something like this, where we tell you guys our tips and tricks, our experiences, all kinds of stuff. Here is a quick. These are, of course, subject to change. This is the time, the scheduling overview of what's going to be happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The late night trade shows are going to be in the hotels more than likely. Don't forget, there's 2 hotels for Tampa. I don't know which one Pat's staying in, so please, no one ask me. I've already been asked several times. And here's something that you guys need to know, and I've said it. I will never fucking tell you guys where somebody's staying. Like, unless they publicly say something, I will not say it. For saying that, I'm staying at the Marriott, so that's probably where my trade night's going to be. That's where I'll be participating in trade nights. Do not ask me where anyone else is staying. I will not tell you. That is personal information, and you are stalking. Don't be a creeper.
Yeah. Creeper. Man.
Of course, we have the featured creators of Card Party. I've got to give a huge shout out to some of these people: Real Breaking Nate, Unlisted Leaf, of course, Pat Flynn, Leonhardt, some absolute legends in the space. Super Duper Danny is someone who inspired me to even start my channel. I thank them so much for that, and I thank them every time I see them. Like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, because they were doing video game content for a while before they did full-blown card content. They did card content on and off throughout the years, but they were mostly doing video game content with like people like Original 151, Dobbs, with those 2 specifically. And I can't thank them enough for inspiring me to do this. Danny Fantup, of course, I can't wait to battle him at Card Party. That's why I'm building decks is to battle him. Alex, I can't wait to meet up with Alex. It's just pod racing. Powder, I love Powder. I can't say that enough. Go buy some Powder merch. Oh, I got another notification. Oh, from my little handsome. Thank you, awesome. I love you so much. My two favorite lads. I can't wait. I cannot wait to meet with Opossum.
Dude, me too. I can't wait to see Opossum as well, man. Opossum's the reason I got into the Instagram space.
We cannot at Card Party 2, he and I were attached at the hip, and he's such a funny dude. I love Opossum. He's definitely he's 100%. Like, if I had to rank my friends, and I'll do it, I'm a piece of shit. I'll rank my friends. He's going to be tied for number one, and then I'll let you guys adjust among yourselves. Who do you think the other ones are? That card girl says, "Can't wait to be able to go. Been in Texas too much for a trip for us to make now. One day." Card girl, I can't wait to meet you one day too. There's going to be more. Card Party is not going to die anytime soon.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah. Robert says,
the party's only started.
Yeah, it's just getting started. Robert says, "I'll be at East all 3 days with my daughter. To be honest, you guys are part of the community that makes it great." Thank you,
dude.
I can't wait. This is how much I love the fans. I am a disabled veteran. My knees and my back are screwed up. They're busted to the point where I actually have a disabled plaque on my car. Do I use it? Sometimes, because I hate walking now because of it. No, but for real though, there was a couple of young gentlemen that saw me while we were getting up and leaving one of the events, and I didn't want to walk around a bunch of people, so I just hopped over a bunch of chairs. And Nick was like, "Why? He's gonna die!" Like, because one good fall, I'm done. Like, I'm done for the weekend.
Yeah.
I will do what I can to get to you guys, so you don't have to rush to get to me. Plus, it made a memory for those kids. They talk about their mom messaged me. She's like, she'll message me every couple of months and be like, "You made such a great memory. The kids love it. It was great." Yes. That car girl also says, "Danny was a big reason why we started our channel. He is the GOAT for sure." Danny has been around. He's such a genuine person. So during Card Party, during the meet and greet, Ian and I shared a meet and greet table, and Danny was after us. And we were starting to clean up, and we went like 2 minutes into his time, and we thought he was so mad. We thought he was furious at us because he just had a very stoic face. And then we were like, I was like, "Hey," like after I was on the, like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to." He was like, no. He's like, "Oh, no need to apologize. I'm terrified right now." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "I've never done anything like this before. Was it nerve-wracking? Or you give me?" And he was like, "Give me advice." I'm like, I have 1,000 subscribers. What do you mean? Like, you have over 100,000. You have so much. Like, this is nerve-wracking. Like, it was just kind of like, it was a humbling moment to be like, okay, like, even though I've known Pat for a few years now and I've seen how humble some of these bigger creators can be, sometimes I forget that too, because Pat is that humble that they can be. They're just like us. He gets scared, and I was like, dude, I was like, no, it's easy. Like, think of it as a live stream, but now they're in front of you. He goes, "That's fucking not helping." I'm like,
I'm on his side. That sounds horrifying, bro.
He was like, "I have like 5,000 people in my live streams." I'm like, "Yeah, you do. I have like 8." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Dude," I was like, "Just take your breath. Talk." I was like, if you don't want to make eye contact with people, look right and look at their forehead, look at their eyebrows. It appears that you're looking at them, and that makes them feel good. I was like, and if you're talking to a kid, take a knee, get on their level, talk to them. It's make the experience good for them, and it makes it good for you, because it does help you calm down, because they're just as nervous to meet you, especially someone like Danny, than they are to meet me. But like, if you're nervous, they're going to make them more nervous. It's like, I was like, it's kind of like talking to a wild animal. Like, they know. But yeah, he was so, Danny was such a nice guy. I can't can't say enough good things about him. Robert says, "Thank you for your service." Thank you. I still don't know how to respond to that sometimes. He's disabled, but he runs through my mind all day. Yeah.
Opossum. Oh my god.
Opossum's gonna get it. Card Party. R&D says, "Can't wait for Card Party East. I don't read the acronyms for that because of reasons. I don't feel comfortable looking people in the eyes, so I always look at their mouth. The mouth is also a good way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're looking at them, you have no excuse but to listen if you're looking at their mouth.
Yep.
That is a good way. Like I said, Powder, I love Powder. I actually get along well with Robo Skills. I know a lot of people don't, and that's okay. There is no drama there. Like, people automatically assume like Opossum's going to start a fight with somebody. No, that's not true. They like, if they don't want to talk to Opossum, guess what? They just avoid them like adults. Shiny Vert, I love my Shiny Vert. I love my Canadian friend, Controller Bob. Of course, we have Ian with Ian, Pokediz, great people. Surge, I can't wait for Surge. Chris Pie. Pokemon, I became really close with recently because of Card Party. Not Shivam.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, not Shivam. Again, like, a lot of these people, it's a lot of people would say, "Oh, you're just networking. You're just networking." If I was networking, I'd be making collaborations with these people. Like, a lot of this is you're just genuinely making friendships with people, and I think that's what a lot of people. I know Goat Breakers. Unfortunately, he can't be at Card Party because he'll be at Collecticon. Goat Breakers have said the same thing. He's not making connections; he's making friendships, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Because there's a commonality here at Card Party, and it's Pokemon. Of course, we have Ron Sandy. We're not going to talk about that young adult anymore. There's there's that guy. That guy's ugly. Fuck this guy. Trevisard. Trevisard, great guy. He won a giveaway from me last year for with Albano Manatee, so that was fun. Foofy, I've never had a chance to meet Foofy, so I'm really excited to meet Foofy. Brad TC.
I definitely remember his content years ago, man. Foot of a Ferret.
Foot of a Ferret. Yeah. He's also a video game channel. That's where I know him from, is from Foot of a Ferret. Legend of Luke, I can't wait to meet up with. Scott's PC, I love, in Mount Killa. Mount Killa's amazing. Scott's PC, very new to the content creating game. I can't wait to do that. Birthday Cake. Birthday Cake is one of the she's a new up and coming content creator on the Pokemon side, but has been doing Roblox for years. So good. Tangy Charmander. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about him. He's new to the hobby. I'm assuming. I've never heard of him. And then Elliot does Pokemon. Good stuff, of course, all the way around. So this is Card Party. If you guys have not gotten your tickets yet, I highly recommend picking it up. And here it is.
So and who knows who else will still be attending, right?
Yeah, it's still moving. There's always going to be someone. I'm with Robo, says Opossum. So there you go. Robo's good people. Robo, like, there's a lot of stigma with Robo, and me and him have been trying to get him on the podcast for a couple months now. It's just time. It's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, pick up your tickets for Card Party, and I can't wait to see you guys all there. But back to the man of the hour, Hyper. Your giggles are contagious, my man. So you said that Foot of a Ferret and Opossum brought you into this. What is the reason that Opossum brought you into the Instagram side? Because you guys do different content, kind of. Because it's the same different methods.
I will say Foot of a Ferret didn't get me into the whole thing. I just knew about Foot of a Ferret years and years ago, back during like the time when he was working with game theorists.
Oh, okay. But I just misunderstood then. Okay, but but you did say Opossum Bud is one of the people that got you in. Who else are inspirations to you?
I mean, like, Rock has definitely become more of an inspiration as time's gone on. Deoxys has definitely been an inspiration as well too. I kind of see him as like my fun little like pokey comedian rival. Personally, I've never told him that, but I see him as like a bit of my rival.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. No, that's like Yeah, Opossum was really the big one. He was like the one that got me to like come to Instagram because I remember like just recently discovering him on YouTube back when he was like 8 or 10K subs or something like that.
Mhm.
And he just made some videos. At one point, he was just talking about about the Pokemon Instagram community. I think he was just like highlighting some people in the community at that point that he did some trades with, and talking about how like awesome and great people in that side of the space are. And I was like, maybe I. And I remember commenting like, maybe I could make something on here. I don't know. Like, I don't remember exactly what I said to him, but he responded to my comment. And he was basically saying like, yeah, you should join the Instagram Pokemon community. Like,
Yeah,
come in.
it doesn't hurt. Like, because what the worst they can do is people are gonna, oh no, they made fun of my weight that I already knew I had. Okay,
Right.
move on. Like it's you do have to have thick skin though to do content creation on any
Oh
platform
yeah.
because there's always going to be that one idiot who feels that they have to make a comment to try to tear you down to
Yeah.
make themselves feel better. And we've all seen it. We've all had it. Um, it just all depends on how you respond. Like there's
All I could say on that is if you've played enough Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 back in the day, you can take anything, bro.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's some stuff where I'm like, yep, that's being deleted. But it's
Yeah.
for the most part, it's like that's funny. You're an idiot. Like,
Yeah. Or it's just fun to like see some of the things people want to say and then just thinking like, do I want to come back at this one with some witty retort? Because
yeah.
I found that sometimes if you go that humor route or even the self-deprecation route, those people go from like disliking you to being like, okay, actually maybe you're kind of cool.
Yeah, because they can't make fun of you because you won't let them because you make fun of yourself. So they have nothing. You took away that power from them to be me. Uh-oh. He lost his audio. Always better to be funny. I 100% agree. No. No. Can you guys hear him? Or is it just me? Can you guys hear him? Oh, there he is. No, he's gone. He's gone. All right. Well, hopefully he comes back. While he's waiting, I guess I'll answer some questions for you guys if he comes back. He comes back. If he doesn't, we'll figure it out as we go. But yes, I will be at Card Party, and I can't wait to meet you all there. Juggy Bear says, I hope Card Party comes to the Northeast at some point so I can meet all of these guys. A lot of those guys are in the Northeast. If you follow them, they'll talk about what events they're going to. They mostly go, I don't know where in the Northeast you are, but they like to go to the Long Island TCG show. And I know there's some shows in New Jersey a lot of these guys go to. So definitely try to hit up those spots if you can. He's cussing out Gonzo. Yeah, probably. That's fine. That's normally what happens. Any random pickups lately? I actually got a Slacking tin and a Darkrai tin. Those are probably my biggest random pickups that I've got for myself. I did get some stuff from Suge Nasty recently. I have not put them away. These are probably my favorite pickups that he gave me. The illustration contest cards. I love the Feraligatr. And then he picked up, I forgot what this is called, the Kearney Coliseum, something like that. It was just a nice little Japanese TCG that it was $30 a box, so he picked it up and sent it to me, and it's not bad because that card is $30. Kuiyan Coliseum, there you go. Yo, chat, says Hermes TCG. How you doing? We're waiting on Hyper to see if he's going to be able to make it back or not. I hope he does. I will. Speak of the devil.
Sorry about that.
You're good. We can hear you. We got you.
Okay, cool. I hear you, bro.
Okay. Juggy Bear wants to know, Your favorite Pokemon is Raichu. It's for me. I'm sorry. I'll answer this question, then we'll get to you. Your favorite Pokemon is Raichu. What is your second? My second favorite is either going to be Crobat or Flygon.
Ooh, those are good ones.
Thank you. I think that's why I'm able to pick up my favorite Pokemon so easy, because they're like anytime they do get special art rares, they don't go more than $30.
Yeah, I'm waiting for mine to finally get some like SARs or something already, bro. I want mine to get some cool artworks.
Yeah. What is your top 3 favorite Pokemon?
Gliscor, Electivire. The third one's actually kind of hard. It's not Wiglet, surprisingly. The Wiglet has become a top 10.
I think for the memes, probably Gonzo's favorite is Jinx, says Clutch. No, that's Pokediz. If you guys have Pokediz's P.O. box, send them every Jinx you have.
Maybe Spiritomb?
Spiritomb's a good one. I like Spiritomb. It has such a good history with it.
It has a great shine too, I think.
Is Kaijun Coliseum the kitty cat set Shug in Hypers? Okay, there we go. Gonzo, will you be at NJ's New Jersey Collecticon? I will not. I cannot afford to fly to New Jersey at the moment. I'm already flying to both Tampa and Seattle, and then in July I'm flying to go visit a friend for my birthday.
Busy man.
Yeah, I love them. Give Flygon a Mega, says Hermes. I agree. He needs more love.
Yes, please.
Yes. We pulled our first SIR today. It was Quaquaval. Quaquaval's
that's a good one.
That is Opossum's favorite starter from this region. I will send him a life-size Jinx. Bet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Have you people learned nothing from the Gardevoir one?
No, they haven't at all. What were we talking about before your audio accidentally cut out?
It was. I think we were responding to somebody's comments. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Opossum is lying. Fuecoco supremacy. Getting back on topic. If we can remember the topic, we can get back on. My Guardy got one. My Guardy one got ruined. I need a new one. Why do so many people give Flygon crap? Like their artwork is so good. It's probably because it's not a It's probably because it's not a pseudo legendary. In a lot of
it's pseudo in our hearts.
It's pseudo to me. Yes. Hyper, do you write down your idea, or do they just inspire you for skits?
Both.
Oh, yeah. Were we talking about Car Party? No, I don't remember what we were talking about.
I don't either, man. I feel bad about that.
It's fine. It kind of that's the fun part about doing a live stream. It gets off the rails sometimes.
Yeah.
Self-deprecation. Thank you, Shug. Yeah, we were talking about how you need to have thick skin to do content creation, because if you self-deprecate, the bullies can't hurt you. They can't get you. They can't get to you. It's your nightlight when you're going to sleep.
Exactly. It's the same thing as like somebody saying something rude to you in person. Like they're just come up to you and they just say you're a piece of crap. It's just like, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
What do they do? What can you do from there?
You've been talking to my wife, haven't you?
Right.
Before I
or the ever classic, somebody says they're disappointed in you for something, and it's just like, who are you, my parents?
Dad, you're back from where's the milk?
I can finally get the cigarettes done.
Yeah, what do you mean? What is I made fun of myself in front of people, and my bullies had no idea what to do besides become my friend. That's essentially
exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a few followers because of that. They say something bad. I just go with the flow, go with the punch. Yeah. And then they're just like, hey, actually, your content's pretty good, bro. Follow.
It's funny because that's how Opossum says his channel starts with a lot of people. He's like, yeah, it's a lot of people like just go. He was like, you're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb. Actually, you said a good point. I guess I'll follow. It's like, well,
Yeah.
if you hate me so much, why do you keep coming back? Like, why?
Right?
If you hated the content so much, why did you leave engagement? Because you know that's how it works. You leave the engagement. The platform doesn't
Bro,
care if it's good or bad. They're just going to see good and they're going to push it out.
that's the goofiest part of it. Like, like, of course, there's lots of content creators I personally don't like. Every time I see Jack Doherty's punchable little face, it's just like, ugh. But you don't. But if you don't want to like deal with them, just the worst thing you can do to a content creator is swipe away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of content creators even in this space where I don't interact with, I don't talk to, I don't watch. And it might be because I don't know them. I don't know them enough to like give them that courtesy of watch it. But there's some that like I know people love. They love this person. I'm just like,
Yeah.
hard pass.
Yep.
And it could be just from personal vibes. Like as a content creator, I think the person's a decent content creator. But as someone like on the professional side, like the camera's off when we're talking, on a professional personal side, I don't want to deal with this person because of how they speak and hold themselves behind the camera. And it's like, no, I don't want that. That's
exactly.
yeah. But as for content, it's like, but I don't want to promote their content either if I don't like them. So it's like,
Do you ever just have those random moments where you just come across somebody and their content and you can't tell why, but there's just something in you, irrational, where you're just like, I don't like you. I'm never going to like it. I just don't like you. You could be the sweetest dude in the world. I still won't like you. And you just have no reason to explain it. You know it's irrational, but you're just like, ugh.
There's two people that come to my mind right away when you say that. I'm not going to drop their names, of course. It's just like I've watched their content because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I don't like, oh, I just found their content, let's watch it. And it's like one person I thought was straight up just satire. I thought he was making jokes. I thought he was making fun of somebody. And then I watched one video and I'm like, no, this is seriously how this dude thinks. This guy's this is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, no. And then the other one's a commentary channel where I'm like, oh, you're just like, oh, and it's funny because Nick Opossum Bud is one of my best friends of the community. He's a commentary channel. Rock Sandy, one of the best friends of the community, commentary channel. And it's just like, why can't like, so I know I can be friends with commentary channels, but then there's some people I'm like, no, you're just a straight up asshole. You're not a commentary channel. You're a fucking bully. Like why? Like there's that. And there is.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about that one.
We'll talk off camera for that.
Oh yeah, of course.
But there's people that's like, okay, you like there is a difference between commentary and being an asshole, kind of like what we were talking about in the comment sections of constructive criticism to just bullies. Snap. Apparently did my internet go down? Because it
did it? You're still here. I still hear you fine.
Okay. Because something said, oh, snap on my. Okay. It looks like I'm still live. We're still live. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still getting used. That was weird. Video, voice, everything's clear for me.
Okay. Yeah, so there are content creators out there that I don't vibe with, and I don't want. And like I've never talked to them personally, except one person. And that person I blocked. So I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this dude. I don't want anything to do with this person after I see one certain video. But most people I don't block. But like this guy, I was like, no, you're trying to get way too friendly with me, and I don't want it. Because I don't mind being the mean person. Like I give them the persona of like, hey, I'm happy, I'm lucky, let's give people platforms to speak. But there's time, like, don't get me wrong, there's times where I'm like, fuck you. Like, I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Hermes says, it's nice meeting content creators who are themselves in general. And I think that's why I get along with Nick, Rock, Ian, Joey, Pat. There's so like I can list like everyone who's been on my channel, I'm genuinely friends with. So like I talk to all the time because like there's there's a maybe it's because I did security forces and law enforcement for so long that I just like you're a good person, like and I can talk to you.
Yeah. I can't stand all these pokey names, so cringe and corny. Yeah. He's gonna be Clutch is gonna be so mad when they find out I'm changing my name to Pokey Psychic Cards.
Yeah, Ricky says you're talking about Jay Gonzo. I feel the same way. I hate that dude. Yeah, Joey sucks. He's so tall and handsome. Like Opossum's Demore is very consistent, but that's him. That is him.
Yeah.
Hyper kills me. His skit is legit how my imagination operates. That's why it hits so hard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. Robert says, for me, it's a hypothetical, the hypocritical people with stuff and super repetitive, stale content. There's a lot of hypocrites going on right now because it's if you're new to the hobby, it must feel so weird to have people like, yeah, Pokemon's such a positive community. It's so close knit. It's positive. It's fun. They help each other grow. To like, fuck that guy, fuck that guy, fuck that guy.
Because it's clicky in a lot of ways.
Yes, but it's because it's such a weird space to be in right now because I believe we're in a money market. A lot of people would believe we're in a money market right now.
Yeah.
And Opossum has said it, you're going to see real faces and real natures come out. And I think we have with a lot of content creators. And especially with like the term short print has been being thrown out for almost every set since Prismatic. Oh, that's going to be short printed. That's going to be short printed. That's going to be short printed. I don't think
Yu-Gi-Oh! Out in the distance.
Yeah. Oh my God. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't. That is Yu-Gi-Oh! Is short print. But so I don't.
Or the super short print cards.
Yeah, it's super limited. I don't believe anything is going to be short printed. We're in such a money market right now that the distributors they have to distribute their product. That's what they do to many people all at once. And not all these LGSs, all these new places are going to get product. We know they're not. Pokemon even made a video about a comic book store who's not getting any product. And that's not new.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a surprise. You're just not going to get new product just because you're going to give them a lot of money, because they need to be able to know you're going to be able to pay for it. But what's happening is there's so many new people from the sneakers, from whatnot, from drip, all these new scalpers. They hate to hear that term, but that's what some of them are. I'm not saying everyone who's new to the hobby is, but the majority are scalpers. They're the people throwing fists and chairs at GameStops. A lot of these
Remember, children, if you have a steel collection, you're a scalper.
Yeah. But can you really that's what I mean. There's so many new people. With that, there's going to be so many new stores, so many new whatnots and drips. So the distribution isn't the distribution centers aren't getting smaller product. They're just getting a much larger net to throw their product to. So your game store that used to get 30 to 40 ETBs, now they're only going to get 20 because there's more people that want that item that have the money to pay. It is a supply and demand, and that's what they're going to do. And it's something that I brought up in another comment, like that your local TCG store, they're still going to get the deal of course, the money's going to raise. They've all talked about it, but they're going to get a better deal than the whatnot streamers because they're new. So they're not going to get the same deal, but they're probably going to get a ton more because they move their product so much faster than your local OGS does right now. So that's why people are like, well, my OGS is only getting 20, but whatnot's getting 50, because they get it. They get a worse deal than your LGS. So they're going to give the distribution center more money. I believe that is what's happening. That's why people think everyone's getting short printed, because your local LGS, your Walmarts, your Targets, they're getting less supply because the streamers are getting more. That is my personal theory. There's no short print.
I would agree with that, definitely.
Bikini Dratini says, for me, the opposite with Nick. I didn't vibe with this content at first. Then I met him and he was a good dude. And that happens too. And that can happen, but that I would say that's happened maybe once with me, but I still don't like the person's content. Like Juggy Bear says, in a space where a facade is the norm, some people actually think the ones who show their actual personality are the fakes, which is wild to me. I can agree with that. I've had people try to tell me that I'm the scalper because I have sealed product that I've had for fucking years. Like I didn't go to my LCS and get a small but mighty box this year. I got it when it came out in 2021 at Target when it was on sale. Like everything. Hold on, I gotta pin that one.
I didn't just collect these ones I've had for 20 years. Right. No, that's just long-term scalping, baby.
Long-term scalping. Robert Smith says, "Ding, ding, 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 ding." I think when you get a lot of money involved in things, that's hard. Same reason I think sports isn't in the best place with betting right now. Thinning of the supply and distribution, says Shug Nasty. I get a bunch of sealed stuff, but that's so my kid can open it at a card party. I also try to limit myself to of anything. Right. Oh, there's going to be so much. I can't wait to open packs for people at card party. There's going to be so many packs being opened. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Son of a Merc says, got to make sure people still want black and white, so we start the short print rumors. But that's the thing. The Poke&E made a fantastic video about that because everyone was blaming Poke Beach, but Poke Beach never said anything about short print. It was just people running rumors, and there's not a lot of them that did it. And Danny's one of the people that doesn't believe it's short printed, but there's a lot of people throwing out the term short print, not knowing what it actually means. I highly recommend watching Poke&E's video that he made today about the short print in Poke Beach. Fantastic video. Hermes TCG says, TCG Pocket Surging Sparks completely sparked the fuel into this market. I remember seeing 151 UPCs for months and months sitting at Target. Mm-hmm. Right. I think TCG Pocket and Surging Sparks definitely helped, but it's Prismatic. Prismatic is what broke the community because, and that was the other thing. It's people are talking about like Twice Baked Jake. I'm not saying he's wrong or dumb or anything like that. I just think his opinion, it got completely blown out of the water. His opinion was it's going to be mid because there's no art rares because they're all SIRs. And that could in a different timeline, that could have been true. And that was a solid theory and opinion, but it's just proven to be wrong. Like people do not care if there's art rares. They want the SIRs. They want the evolutions. There's God packs and demigod packs in that set. I saw an ETB for $150 the other day still.
Inherently, I just kind of felt like that opinion was wrong in the sense of it's the Eevee set. It has been basically advertised within the community as Evolving Skies 2.0. The writing was set in stone.
They were calling, even before the Umbreon was released, they were already saying there's going to be another Moonbreon. And then it got released. And now it's Sunbreon, which it's not. It's shoe stretcher Don Gray says, pretty spot on, Gonzo. I want to be your kid, Robert. Just buying a bunch of packs. Sorry I'm late. PME went long. Hey, Papa Proof, we were just talking about you earlier today. How you doing, man? Papa Proof is someone that if you guys, he helped me a lot with my trades for the playables. Papa Proof is good people. I can vouch for him. Solid trades, 100%. Good people. I only scalp the modern set, says Sean Bowden, which I know he doesn't because he's broke just like I am.
I only scalp the modern sets.
Everything went up after Surging Spark, says Clutch. I agree. It did. Surging definitely did push it, but I don't think it needed as much of a. I don't think Prismatic needed that push from Surging Sparks, as a lot of people say they did. Ashley
Surging Sparks was an Ember, and Prismatic was Fire Blast.
Yeah, 100%. Ashley says, in my opinion, Moonbreon from Evolving Skies started the money market potential, and it was realized when Prismatic came out. I think I understand what she's saying. Like, because Umbreon was such the money card from Sword and Shield, getting another SIR Umbreon already made people go, if that card did this, this card has to do
absolutely.
Absolutely. I can see that's actually solid. That's a solid theory, Ashley. That's a good one. I like mine better though because I came up with it.
Mine's better because I said it.
Mine's better. Yeah. I'm going to hold my tongue on that one. They could have it gave us a Crown Zenith hit rates at least. It still would have done well. Oh, absolutely. If they gave us a guaranteed SIR per box, I think it would have done the same. Hermie says Pokemon named 2025 the year of EV2 and Giga League talking about it flying.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So this is my theory on the EVs, why there will not be a new evolution. And it has to do with how the mechanics worked all the way from Gen 1. And this is just it's not just my theory. A lot of Pokemon people have talked about it in the space before for like a decade. There's not going to be a new evolution because in generation 1 through 4, maybe 1 through 3, there was no physical special split in the attacks in the video game like there is now.
1 through 3, you're correct.
Yeah, the special and physical was based on the typing. So if you were a fire type, every fire type move was special. And if you were a dragon type, every dragon type move was physical until I think until generation 4, we're like, oh, flamethrower, that's a special move. Fire punch is a physical move. So if you look at it, every evolution until Sylveon, and I'll get to Sylveon in a second because it does make sense with this theory, every evolution was a special attacker or special type in the video game. And that's why, and then except for Sylveon, because Sylveon didn't exist back then. They made Sylveon to be like, look, here's a brand new typing, and it's an evolution. That's why I believe that there will not be a new evolution type for any of these physical attackers from back then.
Ghost type Eevee.
Get the brick. But Ghost type was a physical type.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're totally right. It was. That's why.
Yeah, that's why Shadow Ball did nothing when Gengar used it.
Yeah.
It's not a sun or a moon. It's a rainbow, says Clutch.
You want to know something fun I found out while playing through the beta of Pokemon Gold? Umbreon was not originally a dark type.
No, it wasn't.
It was poison.
Yeah.
But that was kind of cool.
And they did switch it to dark type because, like, you know what? It's the newest type and it's a special type. Apparently they changed it because of the mechanics of the physical and special attacks.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewatch it. Busy at the moment. Hope the podcast went great. Thanks, Joey. I hate you. Gonzo knows me so well. Thanks for explaining it better. Ashley's my cameraman, so I have to make sure she looks good. Guggy Bear says evolving cries then into pretty empty, and the poor rates are the poor rates. Yeah, pretty much. I want a dragon evolution, says Bikini Dratini.
That would still be sick.
What's a type that does not have an evolution that you would like to see an evolution?
Stellar.
So pretty much Eevee. Eevee evolves into a bigger Eevee. I personally think that would look cool. An actual Eevee evolution of a normal type.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat time, says Hermie. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Not a big fan of Evolving Skies, and that's fine. You don't have to love it. It's not for everyone. Pop Proof Ghastly, Abomination Eon, Abomination.
Yes.
Hermes says, "Get the brick." Yeah.
Ghost Type BB Necreon. Boom.
Yeah. Papa Proof says, "What am I pulling for these 5 packs of Surging Sparks? If I pull it, I'll mail it to you." Okay. Let's see. Surging Sparks. I want you to pull the Fampy for yourself because I love Fampy.
That Fampy is a cute Fampy.
If you pull it, keep it. I already have 3. Well, I had 3 of them. I gave one to Rock because he won. He won something, but I already have 3 of them. What else is in Surging besides the Pikachu and the Fampy? Because that's all I care about.
The Latios,
the Latios, the Ceruledge, Executor. Pull if the. I'm gonna go with Ceruledge. What are you gonna go with?
I can barely even remember what else is in that set. I've only opened like 1 3-pack, and that was it.
I'm gonna go with Ceruledge, Papa Proof. Prof. Is it Prof or Proof?
I'm going to say the Terrestrial Pikachu, but not the big one.
The full
I'm going to say just the regular full art one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot easier to pull. A lot of people are saying they want to see a Ghost type EV, Ground type, Flying, Steel. We need a Dragon Kitty, says Hermes. Gold.
We need an on the topic of Dragon Kitty, we need an extra evolution to Delcatty. Gosh darn it.
No way. Delcatty's good where it's at.
No, if I want a 3rd evolution for any Pokemon, I want a 3rd stage for Xatu.
That would be sick. And a bigger totem pole. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
another Xatu would be so sick.
If I could get a 2nd or 3rd evolution for a Pokemon, our Arbok would be cool. Turn it into a Quetzalcoatl. Is that the word I'm looking for? The big winged serpent from Aztec mythology.
Ooh, that would actually be really sick.
Yeah, that'd be a cool one. Golduck would get. I think Golduck would make a great 3rd evolution. Give it the psychic typing finally.
Finally, yes.
Because Golduck and Psyduck are not psychic at all.
No,
not even a little.
No.
I have always wanted a 2nd stage of Lapras. I think a baby would be better for Lapras.
Or what about even just a Mega Lapras of some kind? Give it the...
That would make sense too. Yeah. Sean Bowden says, "It's about time we get a shiny Psyduck." Yeah. Dondre the collector
is nice.
Dondre the collector on the Q&A side wants to know, Hyper Psychic cards. What do you use for inspiration ideas on making your skits?
It's kind of just a mix of like whatever kind of drama is going on with the Pokemon scene at the current moment, and seeing, do I want to like make that into a song, or do I just want to do like some little back and forth skit thing, or even just like looking at something just in general with Pokemon, the Pokemon hobby as a whole, or certain individuals within the Pokemon hobby, and just kind of taking that satirical jab at things like that, like just like, what's this thing that's going on right now that is kind of really goofy when you think about it?
And some of it is so goofy, it's crazy what, like, how everything is actually going down in the community. Like, what else are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to handle it? Hit sent to the DM, says Papa Proof. I am on my way to check it out to see what he got.
Nice.
Discord DMs or Instagram DMs? It is Discord. He pulled the Slacking. That's it.
Nice.
Slacking EX, Zarude, Kafagrigus, Iron Crown, and a Togekiss Hollow. Hey, you got something.
Togekiss like Pokemon.
Maybe a V-Terra, a Mega Evo Lapras would be great cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see Lapras getting getting a new Mega. Do you play the video games at all still?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of like I haven't played like. Well, let me say I got Violet, but I have yet to still play it. Last
It's
like actual Pokemon game I really played was Legends Arceus,
so are you
and
excited for Legends ZA?
yeah, I am.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm definitely curious to see what they do with that one, especially because Kalos is kind of my least favorite generation.
I
So I
love
definitely
Kalos. I
I
like it.
like I liked Kalos a lot back in the day, but as I played through more and more of the games and started like kind of looking back at Kalos, I was just like, this game's kind of a little bit boring to me,
It does take
and
a
it doesn't really
long
have that much
time to
memorable
play.
music.
No, I think Black and White definitely had the best soundtrack, hands down.
I will say Black and White, I think, is definitely number two for best soundtrack.
If you say Hoenn because those goddamn trumpets,
I'm not. I'm gonna say Johto.
Joe, I think it's memorable just because I was a kid and it came out that way.
I still actively listen to music from the Johto games to this day, including the National Park theme. The National Park theme is
That one
up there as like my number.
slaps.
That's my number one like Pokemon track.
Uh, Speaking of the soundtracks, ZA is going to be sick. There will be a new evolution. No, there won't. I'll put money on it. There will not be a new evolution. I'll bet money.
The
Pokemon Ruby
Flying Evolution
Sapphire
probably
went
comes.
ham. Don't you dare. Gen 3 trumpets were so groundbreaking.
Oh, I'm not saying Gen 3's music
No, me.
wasn't good. It was absolutely slamming.
No, that they're talking about me because I said those goddamn trumpets. No, Gen 3 was good. It had a good soundtrack, but it wasn't as I don't think it's good as people think it is.
I think it's. I don't know because some of its tracks, yeah, I'll agree with you, but at the same time, it had absolutely awesome rival theme.
Where's everyone seen this rumor for the flying type evolution?
I know, I'm wondering that too, actually.
Because this is because Dondre's the third person I think to discuss it tonight. The year of the EV into 2025 has sparked speculation about a new evolution potentially named Sorion, according to comic book resources. Who is comic book resources?
Skyla screams in the distance.
Right? Okay. Hold on. Let's read this together.
The Terra League from Game. Oh, I didn't even fully go through all of that, but all the pre-release stuff from Black and White and
It's in the
Gen
Terra
3 was
Elite from
so.
Game Freak. You guys do know they put fake stuff in there because of that now, right? They did it last for Scarlet and Violet too. It's looking more and more like an evolution is coming this year and may even have the name Sorion. It's the year of the EV officially named by Pokemon back in January. This has already meant more Pokemon Center items. But that, you know how many people are going to be upset about that? They're getting all these new evolution items from Pokemon Center to finish a set, and then they're going to drop one new one to be like, haha, here it is. So, yeah, these are all
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a little funny.
And they're all special types. These were all special types, like I said they were. These evolutions came out, seemed to lose pattern at the time. The OG Flare pattern. There was never a pattern. This was followed by Umbreon and Espeon later generation. The then Generation 4 brought Fans Leaf on Glaceon. Sylveon was released in Generation 6. It looked like an evolution will be added every 2 generations, but then skip Generation 8. With Generation 10 continue the pattern? It's not continuing a pattern if the pattern broke. CBR, you bunch of morons. There are some hints that Generation 10 will finally begin the new year of evolution. First, it's the year of the Eevee. Okay, that's the second time I've read that in this statement. Just because it's the year of this doesn't mean anything. They did year of the Pikachu, year of the Charizard. Nothing new came out for any of those. Second, there have been more storylines with the Pokemon Masters Journey anime journey anime that hints at Eevees needing more than a stone to evolve it. This makes sense since each generation introduced a new evolving gimmick. Generation 10 is bound to have some based on the leaks going around. Okay, what massive Game Freak leak. Okay, so this is what we want. So let me stop sharing this one. So apparently this is what we need.
Dude, I'm reading through this old Beckett collector guide. You want to know how much the complete set of base set first edition used to go for?
What's that? Like
1,400.
Like 14. Yeah, I was about to say the price of one Charizard now.
Oh, one Charizard, like a regular or unlimited Charizard, was $250.
There
which
was
is still what it is now.
Looking silhouette that looked like it was flying. What I have yet to see. Maybe it's because I don't follow news channels that much anymore because I hate leaks. I've never heard it.
I don't think I have either. Yeah,
Gonzo is convincing me. My hopes gone. I think I'm the one only, but evolutions get way too much attention. We need more from the original four. Yes, legendaries Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos, Arcanine. Yeah, like they get a lot of love because they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Breach has leaked employees to source code older games across the internet. As reported by Nintendo Life, a breach code names. Okay, personal Game Freak, unauthorized. We apologize. Okay, you're apologizing. According to bits of the minor data switches, codename Ounce, Gaia, K and N, codename Ikaku, Mega Zygarde, Mega Zeraora. Those we kind of knew those were coming sooner or later, especially with Legends EA. Still, like, but again, they're just these, like, even though they're leaks, they're still just rumors. DS titles, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, White 2. So even in, well, okay, I guess in this one they didn't talk about the leaked Eevee, but I'm a firm believer until Pokemon says something official, all those leaks are just rumors.
Have we learned nothing from Generation 5 leaks?
Oh man, I was around for that. Serby was so over all that. Serby has a whole dedicated page to fake Pokemon, and it's almost all Generation 5.
Oh man, that was a time, and I feel bad saying it, that was a time for a generation that I skipped.
Yeah, it was a crazy good time. But with that being said, I'm sorry we went off on a tangent on Eevee. I didn't mean to. Hyper, where can the lovely people find you, and what can they expect from your channels?
Maybe you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, though Instagram is like my main platform that I am posting on. Same name, Hyper Psychic Cards, on all three of them. The kind of stuff you can be looking for, going to be like just some comedy content, Pokemon comedy content, some satirical content, some music parodies related to Pokemon related stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Sir Wigglesworth.
Sir Wigglesworth. Oh, how we missed you.
Sir Wigglesworth, the Scottish Wiglet.
The Scottish Wiglet?
Yeah, those two reels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember those. But Hyper, thank you so much for coming in. Please thank your family for allowing me to steal you for 2 hours. Everybody, please go check out Hyper Psychic Cards on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That's where he said you can find him. He will see you in October for October. Yeah, the 4th. At that card party over there. I will see you in Tampa in just in about a month. All right, guys, you have a great night. My name is Gonzo. That's Hyper Psychic Cards. And don't forget, collect how you want to collect.